Okay, I am back. I want to apologize for leaving so quickly. On the first time I went live, I had to pick up my car and I had to leave. So I do apologize. I don't do that like that, but I had to go. So, ay. And I went in the middle of a monsoon, so that was fun. We have gotten a lot of rain. And somehow I got something on my little muzzle, so I might have to... Hi, Virginia. How are you? I'm sorry I left so abruptly. I had to go pick up my car. I was having it fixed. So I'm going to have to go over that. So I might as well start that right now. And we have got a lot of rain, a lot of storms. Something caught fire somewhere because a lot of lightning. So I hope whatever happened, everything's going to be okay. I hope it's nothing serious. So with the weather being the way it is today, it's a good day to stay inside and paint. All right, so before I left so quickly, I was working on these light bulbs. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that. I'll stick my deer aside. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my red, highlight the top of my nose. What I like to use is the neon, Deco Arts neon. I like to use the fiery red. That's not the color they recommend, but I bought a pattern off of someone a few years ago, and they used country red, and they used this, and it just was a really good combination. So I just kind of stuck with it. So I'm going to use this really small brush, and I'm going to do like I did the other bulbs and just highlight on the right side in the middle. And I just like to, just do a little circle. I might have taken too much paint off this time. Last time I did not take it off and ended up with a folder highlighting them really what I... Oh, did you enjoy your cup of coffee? I was enjoying mine until my phone call. What's the weather like where you're at today? Hopefully nice and sunny and warm. We'll get this nose highlighted and then finish painting more of these bulbs. Then I can get everything glued together, wire my bulbs, and hopefully get this reindeer wrapped up and start it on the next part of this design. So I'm just going to highlight the top of the nose. And while that's drying, I'll go to the next color of the bulb. So I'm going to do purple next, and the base color I use for that bulb is a color called lavender. Oh, wow. Well, I think it's supposed to rain here for the next 4 days or so. But we got a lot of rain quickly here, and everything is really, really flooded. I mean, bad. So I'm sure there's a couple roads out by me that flood, and they end up closing the road. And I only have one road I can take out of here. So like I said, we do need the rain, but too much so quickly is not good. And I know just driving the short distance that I did home through that rain, the roads were bad. Bad, bad, bad. So, Virginia, what type of stuff do you paint? Do you like doing the stuff that is cut by laser where they layer it, or do you do the traditional decorative painting, toll painting type of stuff? I'm going to have to sand this one bulb or replace it. You know what? I might just get a replacement. because there's like a groove or something taken out of it, and the paint is not going all the way through. So I think I'll just replace it and sand it later. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't sell my my finished products. I just give my stuff away as gifts as well. I love painting though. It's very relaxing. I would love to see some of your finished work. I bet it's just beautiful. Now, do you have a laser cutter yourself that you cut stuff? I think I will highlight this nose just a little bit more. I want it a little bit brighter on top. I'm just kind of walking that highlighting down so the highlighting goes a little bit further down on the nose. And I have a hair or something. So I'm going to end up wiping off everything I just did. It's like it's stuck. Ugh. Right, there it goes. You can't see it until you put that highlighting on. It might be stuck under my red paint. Oh, what is that? Never heard of it. Oh, I just have a small laser. I just got it last year. I used to just cut everything by scroll saw, but I wanted to go in this direction, trying the, layered pieces and stuff, and you definitely have to have a laser cutter for that. But I know people that have two or... I bet you're younger than me, Virginia. I mean, it's using these laser cutters. It's definitely a it's different. But it's not that bad. You know, I watched a lot of videos and did a lot of research before getting mine. And, you know, I think that just kind of helped me. But I haven't even scratched the surface. Oh, well, that sounds really nice. We'll have a really good time. Yeah, I've never heard of that. That sounds nice. Have you been painting for a long time? Well, I'm 61. Well, good for you, though. I just started painting again, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I took a 20-year break. Sold all my paints, gave my scroll saw away. I actually threw all my books away. Ugh. Yeah, and I had a lot of them. I loved Kay Quist. I painted a lot of her stuff. And Christine Schilling and Tanya Calling, Shirley Goodridge maybe. And I still have the pieces that I painted from all those years ago, but I took a 20-year break, and I don't know, something popped up on Facebook, and I said, oh, I really enjoyed painting, and well, I'm going to try that again, and bought another scroll saw and paints, brushes, started all over again. Watched some videos to see if anything had changed in the years that I stopped, and everything's pretty much the same. But I really enjoy it. Wow. I would love to see some of your work. I bet you it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, if you want, you can post, I know you're a member of the private group. If you want to post pictures in there or just send me a message or something, you can do that. I bet you your stuff is just beautiful. We have a big craft show coming up next weekend. It's 3 weekends in a row. It's outside. It's called Shaker Woods. And it's hundreds and hundreds of vendors. And it's in the woods, and they have like little shacks or cottages these people display this stuff in, and oh, I mean, tens of thousands of people come there. I mean, I know when my husband and I went there last year, I know there had to be 3,000 to 4,000 people while we were there. And they come from all over. It's a huge, huge craft show. And then they, stop for about 3 weeks, I think. And then they do Christmas in the Woods. And it's nothing but Christmas stuff. And it's really nice. So I know we're going to go next week, I think. And there's just all kinds of things there. I'm getting fuzzies somewhere. Little hairs. right, I think I'll do one more highlighting coat on the nose, especially because I wiped half of it off, trying to get that little fuzzy piece out. Oh, I just always put too much water. That's my nemesis. And something you can do too is you could dry brush highlighting on the top of this nose too, if you didn't want to float the highlighting. Oh, you've heard of that craft show? Oh, on Pinterest? Yeah, I don't post a whole lot on there. Yeah, the porch greeters. Yeah, I was designing a lot of porch greeters. And well, the latest one I did was a scarecrow, but I haven't done anything since because I just been focused on this laser designs, but I need to start designing some more of those. I mean, I love drawing. I've always done art ever since I've been a kid, and I love to draw. So I just thought, well, I'm going to try my hand at it. And all right. The color I'm going to use is, for the purple, is a color called Wild Orchid. That's what I'm going to use to highlight. So did like one of my online posts on Facebook just kind of show up in your feed or something, or in a group? Because I don't do any advertising. I belong to a couple groups. I thought about, posting on there to get people to, come watch my lives and, just to create an interest. And then the green color you want to highlight with is Hauser Light Green. And that was too much on my plate because that bottle is almost empty. I think I'll light it up. Oh, interesting. Well, I'm glad you found me. I enjoy chatting with you. Now when you dry brush, you always want to make sure your brush is dry. And because I only have one of these little tiny brushes, I have to clean it out, and then I want to dry it real good. All right. So the highlighting color for the blue is a color called Winter Blue. Well, that's a little bit bolder than what I would like. So hopefully I can spread it out. I don't think so. I think my brush is still wet. So that's a little bit bolder than what I wanted. You know, I'm not sure about that. Hold on a second. Okay, I didn't want to say this because I didn't want to be stupid, but my cousin's last name is the same as yours. I wonder if you guys are related. I mean, that's her married name. Her married name is Man, but yeah. Small world. And that's very sweet of you to say that. There's a lot of talented people out there. I'm not as talented as half these people. I wish I could be. But I love to paint. I love drawing, creating. It's just something I've always done. Oh, my little highlights are a lot bolder than what I wanted. Oh, well. I need to get me some of these smaller brushes for when I do something like this. All right. So now we'll go back and shade these. Oh, I think they live, oh, I think she lives up in Delaware. No, she lives in Virginia. But she was born and raised in Pennsylvania. Her mom was my mom's sister. But I don't know where her husband's from. But yeah, you guys have the same last name. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shade these using black plum. And what I like to do is go about a third of the way, shade down the left side, down around the bottom when I shade these bulbs. Just to add a different color. Yeah, they have. And it's hard for me to get used to that because I just learned the traditional way of painting. And but that's where everything seems to be going. And it's probably easier for people to paint. I will say it's, hello, thank you for joining. I will say it's, they're a lot harder to design because you really got to think about all the pieces and how you want to layer it, you know, how many layers you want, what you want layered, and then, you know, to make sure that all these match up. So it is definitely a little bit more time consuming. But it's fun. But I still use my brush to do most of my painting. Yeah, I'll use the sponge, you know, like on bigger areas, but I'm a traditional painter and I'll use my brush every chance I get. Okay, the color I'm going to use to shade the purple is something called grape juice. Now, if you're wanting to paint this like I'm doing, sad truth is grape juice is a retired color. However, DecoArt does have a mixing chart on their website, so they'll tell you the color of paints you need to make that particular color and then what the ratios are. Okay, we'll do the green next, and I like to use, yeah. Do you prefer flat or do you prefer the angle brushes? I'm going to use Hauser Dark Green to shade the green. Hello, thanks for stopping in. I think I needed to go over this red just a little bit more and tidy it up. Oh, you like the angles? I kind of use the angles on smaller things, or if I'm doing curves, I'll use the angles. But I really like the flat shaders. But I guess, that's only because that's what I kind of, learned. I don't think they had angle ones when I was learning how to paint doing this. Okay. For the blue, I'm going to shade with a color called Deep Midnight Blue. And we're about almost done painting this reindeer. It's just a matter of putting it together. I still need to decide if I want to do the whole lights, him holding the lights in his hand, but if that's something I'll probably paint that off camera. Hello. And then I'll just do a photo of the finished one. All right. I like to shade with honey brown on the marigold. I don't know if I said I used marigold for the yellow. And then highlighted with moon yellow. But I like to use honey brown. It just gives it a different look. Okay, I think I need to go over the blue a little bit more. Hello. Thanks for stopping in. All right, Virginia. Well, thank you for coming back and watching and chatting with me. Greatly appreciate it. You have a wonderful day. All we have to do is put the graphite on here on the bottom. And then we're good to go. All right. So like I said, I like to use graphite on the bottom here. I don't do any type of highlighting and shading on this particular part. And I kind of like to wait before I paint this, because when I'm shading my bulbs, I kind of go around the bottom. So just to make sure that I don't get paint on this particular area of the light bulb, I always just save that for last. Oh, I need to paint the stand. I didn't do that. I forgot to do that. So I think I'll paint that honey brown, just like the same color I used on the reindeer. That way it blends. Completely forgot about that. All right, let me get some honey brown out and get this painted. And all you have to do is, if you're using the sponge to paint and you got paint on the bottom, just take your scissors, cut it off, and that just gives you a new surface. But I think I'll probably just maybe put one coat on here, just to make sure it's not blotchy. But I kind of like how the grain of the wood is kind of showing through. So I'm just going to put one coat on and call it good, because I do like that grain showing through. And I know if I was to just keep putting coats of paint on, you wouldn't see that grain. Hello. Thanks for stopping in. It's a little blotchy, so I am going to have to put another coat on, I think. It's a little bit blotchier than what I would like. That's one of the effects I feel that you get with this sponge painting, is you do get blotchiness. Okay, good enough. We still have to put this liquid glass on. That'll make them shiny. And then we're good to go. And I'm gonna need to make some room so I can start gluing all this. Now I like to use a cruddy brush for this liquid glass. I don't know what's in it. So if there's any type of glue or something like that in it, I just prefer to use a cruddy brush. Because it does, once it dries, it gets kind of hard. It's like a clear coat in a sense. And I just prefer to be on the safe side and not use a good brush. See, I mean, look at all this, how it's dried on there. I think I'll just take from inside the lid. See, that's even kind of dried. It doesn't take a whole lot of this stuff, that I can tell you. So a little bit of this goes a long, long way. And I'm putting it on lightly. You can put it on as thick as you want. I've seen people pat it on and kind of build the thickness of it. I mean, that has to be your personal preference. But like I said, it doesn't take a whole lot. And this has the consistency, the best way I can describe it is like hand lotion. So it's very creamy. It's thick and very creamy. But it has the consistency of hand lotion. Okay. So while that's drying, I'm going to start gluing everything. I'll start by doing this stand first. Now, I have a unique way that how I glue my stand together so everything matches up. This is what works for me. Because if you get this off and your glue dries, you got to recut your piece if you have a laser cutter, and if not, you're going to have to contact whoever you got your kit from and have them cut you another piece. But this is what works for me. I'm just putting a little bit on. Then I like to stick these little things in like this. Okay. At the very end of each side, and I just kind of put this over top. And then I spread them out, push down, remove them. My slots are lined up. Then I just press down and let it dry. But as you can see, my slots are lined up perfectly. I just come up with that idea on my own. So that's my tip for today. If you want to try and get your slots lined up, I recommend just some scrap pieces of wood. This is scrap that, you know, the slots didn't work out. I just use them, and that's how I line up my slots. So you never have to worry about it being off because it'll be spot on. I didn't get that lined up very good. Need to move in a little closer. So I can see what I'm doing. I just felt as though my nose was crooked and not going straight across. That's better. You want to watch, because if you get too much glue, this will slide. And I think I just might be... All right, good enough. Like I said, it doesn't take a whole lot of glue. And you want to be careful because this stuff dries really fast. So be sure of your placement. Get it where you want it. Because if you don't, you're kind of locked in and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. I think I'll glue the muzzle on first. I like to put my glue kind of in the middle, because if you get it to the ends, towards the ends, if you put too much glue, it's going to ooze out. So, whoa, I moved that on my own. I'm gonna, I hope it's too late now. But I didn't get the paint off. So it kind of looks like I didn't do a great paint job. Well, it doesn't look like I lined that up, which I know I did, but so I'm gonna, oh, I didn't dot my reindeer's eyes either. Gotta do that. Didn't do that. So I gotta get my stylus out and paint the eyes. Alright. Do that. I know I don't want a real big dot. Because its eyes is not that big. Okay, good enough. All right. Now, you want to kind of be careful with these legs when you're gluing them on. You definitely don't want to go below this little bar down here. So, and I've got it pretty, I mean, it's important that you get this lined up here, because that'll definitely keep you from going below that bar. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're gluing. And then too, there's slots down here, so you want to match up, you know, the slots in the hooves. So that'll kind of help keep you on track too. Ooh. just threw me all the way off. Hello. And then we'll just go ahead and fit it in here. And as you can see, it goes in there pretty good. So we'll go ahead and wire my lights, put that around there, and then we're good to go. Now I'm going to be wiring 15 pieces. So I want to make sure that I have more than enough wire. And I always like to double, make it double. You don't have to do that. You don't really have to put a whole lot of space in here. So it just has to be your personal preference of how far apart you put these. This is actually the piece that's available if you want to just glue it on. So as you can see, I think there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. But the bulb I'm using is actually smaller. So that's why I'm doing 15. But then again, I might not even use that many. I won't. I'm going to do the same technique as I did with my tree and just kind of like weave them in. But I'm also going to kind of follow this, you know, how it's going like that. So what I do is I just feed my first one through. And I want to find the middle of my wire. So I'm not going to be able to be on camera for that, but I just feed it through and then I pair up the ends of the wires. And I got way more wire than really what I need, but oh well. But just find the middle of my wire like I did here, and then I bend. Then I just kind of pinch it with my fingernail and I just twist twice. And then what I do is I feed these on through, I feed both the wires through. So the next color I'm going to do is purple. And kind of just pull it up to where I want it. I know that, you know, like I said, it's going to be like on the same lines as kind of what I got. But also, too, I'm going to be weaving these through the antlers. I'm not going to glue it because if I decide I don't want them on there, I have that option. So I think I want, it's actually hanging down further. So then once I kind of get it where I want it, I just pinch it again and twist twice. And then just go on to the next color. And just keep doing this until you put on as many as you like. You know, I'm just going to go with a 15, and I'm going to just try and space them evenly. And then I'll just weave them in and out after that. Also, too, the floral wire I'm using is 26 gauge. I got it off Amazon. I don't know how much I paid for it, but there's lots of wire there. That'll last you forever. I mean, this way is a little time consuming, but I like the end result better. I just find that it's a little bit more realistic. And these light bulbs here that I'm using on the wire are a little bit smaller than these. So that's another reason why I'm doing 15. But I kind of wanted the smaller bulbs. If you prefer to do this method and have bigger bulbs, you can just go ahead and, you know, enlarge it. Hello. All you have to do is, you know, twist them a couple times. And what's nice about this wire is you can, you know, bend these bulbs however you want and turn them, twist them. Just, it gives it a more 3D look. And that's, you know, another thing I like about doing it like this. Hello. Oh, thanks, Lori. You still at work? I forgot what time you said you worked till. Go figure on that one. Go figure. Memory, not one of my strong suits. Got my car back. Looks pretty good. Of course, you know, I had to go in the middle of the monsoon. It's really flooded out our way, so I don't know what you guys got down there, but you need to be careful driving because it's really flooded here. All right, Lori, love you. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. I guess it's fair to say that I'm kind of spacing these like anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches apart. Some are closer than the other. Like that one's, now I'm gonna untwist it. I'm gonna put a little bit more distance in there. So you really couldn't tell that I changed that. All right. Almost done. I'm gonna cut this wire a little bit. Now, before I string any more on, I'm gonna kind of just see where I'm at. I know that I kind of want, like, you know, this one hanging down and see, you can just kind of like string it, you know, behind. And you can just bend them. I think that just might be enough. So let me get this where I want. You just have to decide how many light bulbs you want on here. See, and by this wire being so bendable, you don't have to really worry about gluing these pieces. I think I'll do one more, which is the green, and I think that'll be it. And I think that's more than enough color. Then what I like to do is when I get to my final piece, I just like to trim my wire off. And then what I do is I just kind of like bend it down behind the back of it. Could probably have trimmed that a little bit more, so. And you just put these wherever, hello, you just put these wherever you like them, however you want to weave them. There's no right or wrong. And if you feel that, you know, you're going to leave these on here, something you can do then is you can glue them. You know, glue them down here and there if you want. You don't need to, but I don't know if I'm gonna leave these on all the time. I might use this reindeer for something else, so I might not want to glue them, but it has to be your personal preference. And with this wire being bendable, you can just, you know, you can bend these however you want. If you want them sticking out, turned one way or the other. I mean, that's kind of what I like about the wire. You got more flexibility. So, but that's, you know, it in a nutshell. So I'm going to quit fussing with this. I'll fuss with it off camera. And I'll take a picture of the final product. But this is it. And like I said, you don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. I'm going to offer this piece here. So you don't have to do the wire method. But anyways, I want to thank you for joining me. You folks have a wonderful day. I'll probably be on sometime again tomorrow. Who knows, maybe even later on today to start the next element of this design. Until then, thank you very much for stopping in. Take care. Bye-bye.